Alright, that's it. I'm done with brawl hacks for now. I'm sick of this stuff. Let's just do something else, okay? Something that can bring out my style more. So let's review a game from my childhood. My deep childhood. I am going to review Pajama Sam. No need to hide when it's dark outside. This is a game I always feel at home with. This is a true kids game for me. Sure, it's no Super Mario Bros. Or Kirby, but I adored this game as a child. Why? Well, let me take you back. Remember those times when you had only your computer, and you were lucky to only have like 1 or 2 consoles? Your parents decided to buy you some random PC games, just because they have a fun-looking cartoon character on them. You don't think much of the way they look at first, but once you start the game up and you see the introduction, you are pumped. This game isn't a dumb kids game, it's an interactive cartoon game that throws you into crazy situations. It's a very strange world. Talking trees, capture carrots, crazy minecart rides, game show wardrobe doors. The list goes on. Now I know you're like, Shock, what the heck is this game? Some kind of Alice in Wonderland craziness? Well, let me tell you, you're in for a wild ride.
Really? No, not really.
Okay, the game isn't as groundbreaking as Alice in Wonderland, but it is pretty interesting. Before I get to the reasons why I really like this game so much, let's get to the basic story, because that's a big part of what an adventure game needs. When it's a point-and-click adventure game, the gameplay isn't all that satisfying enough to really drive you to keep playing unless the story is interesting. And it is pretty good. Sam is your typical kid, you know, blue hair, blue head, connected together for some reason. Yeah, I don't get it either, but anyway, I think it looks cool. It's at least an interesting design. Anyway, Sam looks up to this superhero named Pajama Man, and he wants to be just like him. And Pajama Man is like Batman, except he's a little cheesier. And just not as cool. Now, I do admit that's a pretty stupid name for a superhero. I mean, seriously, Pajama Man, he dresses up in pajamas and goes out to fight crime. I don't see that ever happening in real life as an actual comic book. That just sounds stupid. Really stupid. Anyway. So the story begins with Sam reading the comic book of Pajama Man. So there's this evil villain trying to turn the world into eternal darkness. But then Pajama Man shows up in the nick of time to stop him and uses his flashlight and seals him up in this bad guy containment unit. This comic book story is totally not over the top now, is it? As Sam finishes reading the comic, his mother comes in to remind him to pick up his socks and that tonight he is going to sleep without any lights on. Sam assures his mother that he is ready for this, so his mom turns off the lights and leaves him. And quickly slams the door, actually. And then Sam is starting to get really scared of all the darkness creeping about in his room.
There's no need to hide when it's dark outside. No need to hide when it's dark outside. I'm not scared. Darkness lives in my closet, but that's okay. I'm not scared. Okay, I'm scared. I can't sleep with darkness hanging around in my closet. I'm gonna have to capture him. This is a job for Pajama Sam. Now, where's my Pajama Sam mask? I need that and my flashlight and my lunchbox. I'm sure that my stuff's in here somewhere.
So this is where the basic gameplay starts. Right here you're going to be finding Sam's stuff. His mask, his lunchbox, and his flashlight. Apparently you need these to capture darkness. So once you get your gear, you click on the closet and you're ready to go.
Alright, I'm ready for action. Alright, darkness, here comes Pajama Sam.
But much to his dismay, when Sam opens the door, he finds that darkness isn't there. The door suddenly closes behind him, though, and Sam falls into a crazy vortex. So now we fall into this weird world that apparently is called the Land of Darkness. So Darkness has his own land, all to himself. Alright then, let's just keep on adventuring onwards and see what we can find.
comes inspiration. Well, what have we here? Looks like a flashlight and a signature edition all-metal Pajama Man lunchbox. Did you declare these before entering the land of darkness, young man?
Declare? Well, no, I guess not.
So these strange trees just take his stuff away from him, saying that they're dangerous. They also take away his mask. Then the guy says that he's going to be watching him. He says he's going to be watching you, but he never turns up again. This tree never comes back and talks to you. So that's kind of like weird. Like, I'm going to be watching you, but I'm never going to show up again. I'm so evil, even though I don't come up anymore. Of course, when I saw this part as a kid, I was shocked by the trees here. Just trapping you and taking away your stuff for no good reason. I mean, it made the trees feel really creepy and just big jerks. It made me really hate the trees in this game. Because now I was like, great, now I have to get my stuff back. So now you're probably thinking, how is Sam going to get out of the tree? Well, it's not that hard actually. Just click on the rope and he somehow musters some upper body strength and unties the rope from himself.
Thanks.
I feel bad about you losing your things.
Yeah, how am I supposed to capture darkness without all my stuff?
Well, I'm...
But then this blue tree is pretty nice actually. She's the only tree that's not a jerk. She lets you take her rope and tells you that your stuff can be found around the land of darkness if you look hard enough for it. And you go off and you should go back there and get the plank of wood, because this is kind of how an adventure game works. You see something you can't get before, and then you find an item later on, and you can use it to get the thing you couldn't get before, and now you can have it and use it for the puzzle that you need it for later on in the game. And you know, it's kind of how this whole adventure gaming works. You find items, you trying to figure out what works with what situation to solve the puzzle. And it's not too hard with this kind of game because it's a kid's game. So after that, we can come over here to the main hub area where all the different places are in the Land of Darkness. So after seeing those creepy trees, what else do you think we'll see? Well, there's one depressed minecart who's rusted in place.
See, I used to roll all over the place on this here track. Up, down, sideways, loop-de-loop.
One depressed boat.
I had this friend and he told me this story about his dentist brother who, he was made of wood and he got in the water and he sank.
Well, this guy clearly knows what he's talking about. He's not stupid at all. Then there's even more creepy characters who just don't want to help you at all.
Don't try to butter me up. If you want to go across, you'll have to pay a toll.
Just where do you think you're going?
Nowhere really. I just wanted to pass by.
This is an exclusive road. It's for trees only. Yes, trees only. Now, be off with you.
Man, some of these guys are just real jerks. But that's just scratching the surface of what other characters you'll find in this strange world. So in order to get out of the boat to take you anywhere, you have to prove to him that wood can float.
See? It floats. Wood floats.
Yeah?
So you'll float too. Go on, give it a try.
I guess. I'm doing it! I'm floating! Yahoo! Oh boy, this is great!
It's a very basic puzzle.